So, after my last video, at least I got to watch this movie, which put a smile on my face as I left the theater because I actually had fun with it. It didn't tell me that I'm a horrible person. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and this is my review for the new film, Jumanji: The Next Level. This film was once again directed by Jake Kasdan, the son of Lawrence Kasdan himself, and the returning cast from the last installment, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, returns. Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan, Jack Black. It includes new members like Awkwafina. Spencer wants to go back into Jumanji because he misses that feeling strong and that superior. And so his friends go after him, and they must now beat the next level of Jumanji and save themselves and the world of Jumanji. I really enjoyed this film. The first film kind of hit me by surprise. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it afterwards when it was released on VOD. Going into this movie, I was very excited because I really enjoyed the first film. It's got some great laughs. It's got some really good action. And it's just a very fun time at the theater. And this second film, it definitely succeeds that, and it does everything that the first film did. And I'll say this, I think the first film is still better, but the second movie still delivers on the laughs, it still delivers on the action, it delivers on everything that the first film did. It's fun. It's a fun movie to sit through. Now, I'll say this, I think switching up the characters this time around, I mean, it worked to a degree. I like Kevin Hart playing Danny Glover. It was so hilarious every time that Kevin Hart was on screen, delivering lines as if he is Danny Glover. That was a lot of fun. And then you also have The Rock playing Danny DeVito, which never got old either. But I think it was a little bit of a misstep because you could have had Jack Black playing that teenage girl again, which I thought was the highlight of the first Jumanji film. But I'll say this, he does play her again later on in the film, but I do like the dynamic in this movie. I like the fact that they do something different. It doesn't feel so copy and paste like the last installment, and it really builds upon the lore of Jumanji, and it does definitely feel like a new adventure, but also at the same time familiar enough to where we can get behind these characters once again. Now, there are some things to me that are negative slightly. I gave this movie a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and it's probably like an 8.2 out of 10. Now, the reason for that is because one of the issues I do have with this movie, unfortunately, is something that I did just kind of talk about. This movie felt too much copy and paste from the last installment. It felt like they just kind of followed the same exact template that every action, adventure, comedy film takes. And while that's fun, it's not really refreshing. It doesn't keep you completely engaged the entire time. The laughs are different, yes. The character dynamics are different in a way, but it's one of those movies that I just feel like they could have expanded the boundaries a bit, did something a little bit fresher, and still kind of had that same similar spark that the last film had. So that's the one thing that I really wish that they would have implemented in this new movie to kind of give it some new life and do something a little bit different. So that's my big negative. The second negative is I feel like the villain in this movie isn't as strong as the first film. Now, the villain in this movie is the Hound himself from Game of Thrones. I really like the Hound a lot, and it's really cool to see him in a film like this, but I just felt like the villain just wasn't as menacing or as intense as the first Jumanji. I never really felt like the stakes were high enough. I also was wondering where that line was in the trailer where this time not everyone is going to return. They never even have that in the movie from what I remember. I don't remember that line ever being in the movie. And so I really wonder if there was a lot of stuff that they could have done that was kind of cut out of the film. I really kind of wish that they put more stakes into it. Maybe they didn't want to feel like they had to be pressured into making a decision of someone actually losing all their lives or anything like that. But there's still that fun like video game aspect from the last film to keep you engaged enough, but I just wish that the villain was a little bit more intense. The positives though, it's funny. They do some different things with the comedy. The comedy still lands. The action is bigger and better in this movie than in the first film. This chemistry that the cast has on screen is a lot more palpable and believable than in the last film. I really felt like they all blended in nicely together. There was never a moment where I felt like one outshined the other, like in the last movie where I really felt like it was Jack Black's show. This time it kind of felt like everyone had their own opportunities to be funny and to really drive home certain points that made it palpable and made every character stand out on their own. And you can really tell that this movie, they don't try to just have The Rock and Kevin Hart be the leaders of this film, but they utilize the skills of Karen Gillan and the prowess that Jack Black has on screen. Awkwafina, I'll tell you what, I have not been a big fan of Awkwafina before this year, but she's knocking it out of the park. She was amazing in The Farewell, definitely deserving of a Best Actress nomination at the Oscars. And in this movie, she's great in it. I thought she was really funny. And she was fun. This is the Awkwafina I want. If she can continue to deliver at this aspect of being very subtle, I'm going to be one of her biggest fans. And that's something that I really wish that Rebel Wilson would kind of take note in. But I love the subtlety in her humor in this movie. It really worked for me. So all in all, guys, this is a very fun movie. It's an entertaining film. Definitely go check this one out in theaters because you will have a blast and you will laugh a lot. Anyway, guys, what did you think of Jumanji: The Next Level? Let me know down below in the comment section of this video. Make sure you guys drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.